living the life around the world. It's time for Inner Mouse, your Disney lifestyle destination, with JL, Scott, Nicole, and John. Oh, gosh!
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Inner Mouse, the Vidcast for people who are striving to lead a Disney-driven life. I'm JL from the DisneyDrivenLife.com. With me here this evening are John, columnist for the Disney Food Blog.
Hi!
Scott from CollectTheMouse.com. And Nicole, neurotic Disney individual extraordinaire. It's November 30th, 2010, and we have a fantastic episode, as usual, prepared for you this evening. We're going to be talking about surviving major meetups. But as always, before we get into our show, we have a few mousekeeping things that we need to take care of.
I think we're going to Scott for the mousekeeping.
Why, thank you, John. I think I'll take it. First off, hey, check these out. I know it's hard to see because of the green screen.
That is so cool.
Wow, I wish
But these are window clings, which were given away at our meet.
How are you going to give them away, Scott? I want one.
Well, basically, we're going to be handing them out, and they're limited.
How? How are you going to hand them out?
We're just going to hand them to you.
Hold on. Let me.
John wants one.
I really want one badly. Yeah, hold on. Let me. See this thing. I like it.
Okay, that was trippy.
I'm going to put this on my car.
Freaking out. How'd you do that?
I don't know how I did that.
Wow, that was
That's
magical.
almost like you're here.
It's almost like I'm here.
Oh
Wait,
my gosh.
you know what I wish I had right now? Is a kiss on my cheek from Nicole. I got one! Wait, can you see it? Hey, I'm actually in the studio.
Yay! We're so excited. We actually have the entire Team Inner Mouse here this evening, so we are living it up. Party, party, party. So, yes, but we do have other things.
Yes, sorry about that. And, you know, one thing I just wanted to mention, too, I actually got to be in Keith Barrett's studios this time. So, you all know Keith. He's the one who runs our show or records our show and does all the producing, which is awesome. So, anyway, on to the meetup is on December 5th at 2 p.m., just a reminder, and we'll give away those awesome stickers. And I don't know, I'm hoping to give away this button. No, I'm just kidding. And it's at the Jumbo House in the Sunset Lounge. Jumbo. Or, if you like Dumbo, it's the Jumbo House. And you know what I'm talking about. So, and obviously, if you guys want to email us, it's show@innermouse.com. And, I think that's it. I think that's all I got.
It's not it.
Oh, wait, I have one more. What do you have? I have one more in the fact that I think all of our shows are now up on iTunes. So
Yes. That is
whoop.
one.
Woo! And what do you have, JL? I get to look at you. Here's the crazy part. I haven't been able to look at her the entire time. I've been sitting here staring straight ahead because you guys wouldn't go, why does he keep looking over there? What do you got, JL?
Well, coming up in a few weeks, we are having the Disney Driven Life Academy Awards.
How could I forget?
So for all of you that missed the buzz on Twitter this morning, we are so excited to have the Disney Driven Life Awards. We had Stuart, Neurotic Disney Dad number 47, come to us earlier in this summertime with this fantastic concept, and we've been working on it undercover since then. And what happened was we gathered a bunch of panelists from different corners of the Disney community at large to come together, submit nominations. And last night, we finally put it all together. Our information is up now on the Disney Driven Life. Please go there. There's a survey. We want you to vote for your favorite nominees in the different categories.
A lot of categories. It'll only take a couple of hours. Just go and vote. A couple of hours. That's all you need.
It is going to take a devoted neurotic Disney person to go through all the categories, but it's really important. If you've been counted, make it count. We want to hear from you so that we can have accurate results. And on December 14th, right here, for the live show of Inner Mouse, we are going to be having the very first Disney Driven Life Academy Awards ceremony, where we will reveal the results of your votes. So please make sure you get to the DisneyDrivenLife.com. Over in the sidebar in the pages, you'll see a page that says DDL Awards. Please click on that and fill out the survey for us and get your vote in.
Yeah, and Mike and Stuart, if you win, please keep the acceptance speech down to like 12, 13 minutes. We just can't,
We will play that music as soon as we're ready to move on.
Right? I'll come with the hook. And just, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
That's right. And let us not forget the last thing with mousekeeping. We also, for the first time, after the show tonight, will be heading over to Downtown Disney, Ghirardelli's, hopefully around 9:30 p.m. If you happen to be...
Ghirardelli's, that's chocolate.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll be there. That's chocolate.
I want some.
We had to do it so that John would show up.
Well, I've got to throw in one thing. I got up at 5 this morning, and I was on the road for like 6.5 hours today, so you really should come anyway, because I'm going to get really punchy, if you know what I'm saying. So it could be a lot of fun.
Don't want to miss
Either that
it.
or I'll just be...
It's going to go one of two ways.
Listen, when we do the award ceremony, I want Keith to give me one of these little cameras, and I want a little sign that says, like, the first Academy Award ceremony, so we can do that sweeping thing from it across the room, like, da-na-na-na. Like,
It's going to be epic. It's going to be epic. We're all coming glammed out.
I don't know how to glam out, but I'll glam out.
We're going to glam you out. If we can pimp you out, we can glam you out.
About the
If we can pimp you, then we can glam you. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
What is this?
You don't remember that?
Like
It's
the
the
musical.
Horizon
It was
song.
Horizon.
If you can dream it, then you can do it. Yes, we can.
If we can pimp you, then we can glam you. I like it.
Oh, so good.
Tonight's show is a complete train wreck.
Yeah.
Maybe I should go back. That's it. I'm going back to Pennsylvania.
Betsy said there's that whole downhill thing.
Oh, so good. So if you are here in Orlando for reunion weekend, which technically I think they've got events that actually start tomorrow, and you want to meet with us, we're going to be at Ghirardelli's, Downtown Disney, hopefully around 9:30, and we'd love to hang out with you, meet up with you for a little while.
I want to give a big thank you to Todd and Cheryl, who are there live with people who are here that are going to meet up with us later, who are having like a little pregame show and watching it from Pollo Campero, hanging out with
It's not
the
polio, Campero.
Pollo Campero.
Eat your chicken.
It is not a disease. It is chicken.
Polio campero. I have a little
Polio
bit here on my
Campero.
cheek.
I couldn't have said that anymore.
My cheek has the polio campero right here.
Anyway,
Don't be
People have
cheating.
said that
guys,
Scott's not
there are
now
people
with us.
there
They don't understand.
watching. We'll
Yeah.
be there in a bit, and
Shout out
that's
to y'all who are at the
exciting.
pre-show at Pollo Campero.
Have Nicole sit next to him.
Totally could do it.
Okay, go ahead. Then we got more room here.
What's happening?
Mike,
We're shifting?
we're shifting.
Right
a little.
in the middle of the show?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
People listening on the podcast, a shift is now going on in seating arrangements. Scott is now next to
so much
Nicole,
taller than me.
and JL is more
I-
next to me.
I need a bigger seat because she's taller than
The
me.
camera will now be moved to show more of us in a better configuration.
Okay.
He's like, what are you doing to me right now? How dare you move in the middle there?
Are we ready to proceed?
We're ready.
Wow.
Now my tummy has breathing room. Ah.
Tonight. Okay.
Oh, wait, it's my trivia question of the day.
Don't be cheating.
Is
Don't
that
be rude.
when are
Don't
we
be
doing
looking.
that? We didn't have our little chat, so is that
I
at the
know.
beginning, end? Or
We can do it right now if you want to.
go.
Okay, guys. On November 18th, 1928, Walt Disney's first sound-synchronized animated cartoon was...
I'm not sure who this trivia
Okay,
question.
let's go to jail.
Wait, say it again.
Oh, I have to read it again?
Yeah.
One more
Okay.
time.
On November 18, 1928, Walt Disney's first sound-synchronized animated cartoon was what? The time is ticking.
It's going to be. Oh dear. I don't think it's Flowers and Trees.
What would it be?
Steamboat Willie.
She is correct. Sorry, John.
Is it okay? No. I
I
thought Steamboat Willie was the first sound for Mickey. I thought Flowers and Trees was the first sound cartoon, but I'm wrong. It's okay.
Sorry, just thought I'd share a little trivia with you guys.
John, like
Look at all the people on the chat room. They got it right.
You can't keep a good girl down.
Disney fans.
rock out.
Yes.
You rock.
Well, moving right along, though, tonight we were going to be
Moving right along. I'm sorry, it's a song from
Where's the banjo?
Muppets.
Ding,
Dun,
ding,
dun,
ding,
dun,
ding.
dun,
Okay.
dun.
We're going to be talking about, believe it or not, we actually do have a topic, and we're going to hit it, and it's going to be right now. So we're going to talk about surviving major meetups. As most of you well know, we have Reunion coming up this week, starting tomorrow, throughout the weekend. It's a day's worth of jam-packed activities, different meetups, and things like that, where people come and try to join in with everyone and anyone. And you can hit a few potholes when you're attending an event like that. So, as part of the Disney-driven life, it's good to be prepared for these types of things. So we were going to discuss that this evening. Did anybody have one that they wanted to jump in with first?
Well, I guess first of all, my thing is mainly for restaurants to try to help out with that, but big groups in general, I don't like them. I don't like big groups because I like to really be one-on-one with somebody or one with maybe 5 people, 6 people. When I say a big group, any more than 10 people, I'm not feeling like I'm giving my all to any one individual, and it confuses me a little bit, if that makes any sense. Unless I'm the center of attention. If I'm the center of attention, like on a stage and there's 1,000 people, then I'm okay.
Why you gotta be hating, man?
I'm not hating.
Why
Here's the thing. I think that There's a Jail's face was priceless. I think your expectations have to be set that when you're with a group of, let's say, 20 or 30 people, that you're not going to be able to give the correct amount or the right amount of attention that you want to everyone. And someone is always going to feel left out or in that way. It just happens, and it's a fact. And everybody wants to do different things, especially at Disney. People that live here have it all the time. The people that visit only have this little portion of time to do what they want, and it's a little difficult.
That hit along with one of the points that I put down, and that was to keep your core group small. Very small. I mean, you're going to be running to and fro with a lot of different people, but as far as the people that you stay with, are you laughing at me?
I like that expression.
To and fro.
To and fro.
I feel that there's 2 teams developing here, and I'm going to put a
I'm gonna smack you guys down, man. You're going down.
I'm going to put a smack down on that.
Uh-oh.
They haven't seen me get angry.
We are so on the loose tonight. Okay, keeping the core group small. The reason is because, as you were saying, John, it's really hard to keep a large group happy due to the different likes and dislikes. There's no way to make everyone happy.
Right, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. And because of that, you need to be flexible. You know, either flexible, meaning that you need to be ready to accommodate someone else's
Absolutely.
likes.
Someone else's children, even. You have to be ready to be accepting of the situation and be carefree.
Right. Either that, or you have to be flexible enough and allow the group to separate for a time so that each team can produce, so that each team can pursue why did I say team?
Because we're making teams now, and if you look at the chat room, there's a lot of teams, so it's like psychological subliminal in your head.
Wow.
By the way, everybody's on our team. Nicole and Scott are just going down like the Titanic.
Oh,
Titanic!
Actually.
This is the Titanic.
Every
going
night.
down.
Are you
Yes.
jumping my ship or are you going back over with that?
Oh no, I'm staying strong.
Okay. Hold tight, girl.
Oh my
But
gosh.
that being said,
I think we're having an example of needing to keep the core group small right here.
If you guys don't go with us, I'm just kidding.
Oh, wow.
everybody's
So,
getting chocolate later. That's all there is.
I know.
Anyhow, that being said, I do have points later when you're ready for restaurant points that I can make the big group better.
Right. Okay,
Nice.
great. All right, so we'll get there. But anyway, the being flexible thing, meaning that you might need to accommodate someone when you don't necessarily want to, and you might need to be willing to separate for a while and then join up later on so that each person can do what they want to do and remain happy, and then when you get back together, you can still be happy. Do you all have any examples or stories?
Well, I wanted to share that when you're with a big group like that, I think it more so becomes about, yes, we're all Disney fans. We all love it. You know, there's rides everybody wants to do. But when you have that big group, it's for the purpose of the people. So I try and enjoy the people that are there because I know that I'm not going to get to go on every ride I want to in the order. I try and just say, okay, well, all these people are here and this is what it's about because, yes, I live here and I can go pretty much whenever I want.
Right, you can take that step back.
But-
Some people can't.
But there are other people that do come on regular family trips and stuff that that are different from like these big weekends, for example, like this one.
Mm-hmm.
And this is more so a chance to get to meet and talk to the people in person. It's so great looking at you. But, you know, you get to see them and talk to them in person as opposed to maybe someone that you've made a friendship with over Twitter or whatever. Shelly says, speak up. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Sounds a little gross.
Well, you know, that's a good point, because when I went down in August, it was, everybody was there, and I just kind of planned that I'm not going to plan anything for the day. I'm just going to show up to where all these people are going to be, and hopefully, sorry, hold on a second. We're losing a mic here. Hopefully what's going to happen is that it will all just work out, because I really had no idea. So when people said, hey, you know, you got to show up at this thing, we're going to be there, I just kind of showed up, and I just hoped it was all going to work out. But one of the points I wanted to make was it was a bit overwhelming. But the first place I met everybody was at Casey's Corner, and my goodness, there was a lot of people there, a lot of kids, and I hadn't met most of the people, let alone their spouses, especially their children, and it was a little bit overwhelming. And I had, I think it was Maddie, Jen's son, came up to me and said, I want to see Cheese Man, which I thought was awesome. So
He's like, yeah, you're all right. Where's the cheese man?
Oh, I don't know where I put him. But Cheese Man, yeah, I pulled him out, and it was just kind of funny because they knew me by Cheese Man, so that was kind of cool.
Casey's actually worked out really good.
It did. It was a nice big venue with that stadium seating and everything that they have in the back there with the TV, and it was really awesome, but it was a bit overwhelming, and I know my wife was totally overwhelmed. In fact, she just kind of backed into the corner at one point, and I kind of went over to her, are you okay? She said, yeah, just don't know what to do.
Right.
You know.
I had a situation that really drove home this point to me back in October when we had the Epic October weekend. I was pretty much with what I considered to be a small core group already. It was me and two of my friends, and one of my friends had her family with her. Well, what ended up happening is the one friend that had her family with her, the family really wanted to go off and do family things. And, you know, my other friend and I, we had to be flexible enough to say, yes, you need to be released and feel free to go and do the things that your family wants to do, rather than us wanting to just kind of hold on to her and be like, no, in our mind, we had thought that it was going to be a certain way, and why are you leaving us? You know,
Right.
We had to even take it down to just the two of us and be fine with that, and we did. And we ended up having such a great day because, I mean, we had to take it down to two. So I think, like we're all saying, one of the main points, one of the big tips for surviving major meetup, you know, weeks like this, is to keep your core group, the people that you are planning to hang around with for the majority of the time, keep it small, keep it very small, and be flexible with that. Another tip that came to my mind was, don't set your expectations too high. When you meet someone in person, they may be completely different than who you originally thought that they were.
Well, that brings up a good point, because I know when everybody met me, everybody said, you know, you looked so much taller on screen, and I'm going, no, okay, do you see how much shorter I am than Nicole?
I'm tall too, but I'm like right next to the camera. I'm like, up here, you're like, see how big she is?
Look how big she is. I'm a munchkin.
That's too funny.
No, stop.
Mommy, may I have a lollipop?
Oh my goodness.
It's the kid with a beard.
Yes.
Sorry. But it was funny because everybody came up and said, oh, I thought you'd be taller. I'm going, sorry,
Yeah.
I've always been this short.
Way to make a good impression when you first meet someone.
Yeah, it's like,
Well,
ooh,
we
wow.
run into trouble when we when we have expectations. I think probably a critical point is to just not have expectations for people or the particular events. You know, you think somebody's going to behave a certain way and
Right.
they don't. You got to be okay with it. Don't have expectations for who you're going to meet, what they're going to be like, or the flow of an event. So, you know, when people are planning certain things, they expect it to be a certain way, but I almost say, you know, expect it to change, because things have to roll with the flow of the weekend, including the events themselves. Things that you thought that they were going to do may have to change. In that Epic October weekend, again, we had the Margarita Meetup, and there were some things that were not, you just kind of had to roll with it, because there were twice as many people showed up as what had RSVP'd.
Oh, wow.
There was only supposed to be 40-something, over 80, almost 90 people showed up.
A lot of margaritas.
It was a lot of margaritas. I took every single drink order. And with that came a lot of confusion because that was a lot of food, a lot of margaritas. And, you know, we got up there and trying to find which margarita matched up with what person. You know, there were people that didn't end up getting what they ordered because the food counter service was overwhelmed with what was going on. I mean, they just started giving us anything and everything. They couldn't have coffee margaritas because the machine broke down. So, you know, be flexible. Be flexible with the events as well. You know, go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
Right. It's those expectations. If you don't have certain set in stone expectations, it's going to be a lot easier to just kind of go along with what happens and not get frustrated and not get irritated and enjoy yourself.
With not having expectations, though, I would say that's definitely a good point. But also, make sure that you do what you want to do. Because I had these grandeur visions of Epic October, and it was like a happy, you know, group of 50 skipping down Main Street, all holding arms, and like it just didn't work out that way. But there were things that I knew that I wanted to do, and I mean, I'm very independent, so I didn't care if I had to go to a meet by myself to meet people that I wanted to meet. I was going to do it. And I would say that you're in your core group or whoever it is, make sure that, you know, if there are certain things that you definitely want to do, you shouldn't not go to them because, you know.
Right, like the Be Our Guest Mike treehouse collapse that killed many of us. That was a lot of fun. It really was. And we were all together. You know what's funny is if everybody's together in one area, common area, like Casey's or the treehouse, it seems to work out pretty good. Yeah. It's when you try to do these big things like when there is no schedule that it just collapses and everybody... You know.
Now, what do you mean these big things? As in one event or as an event after event after event after event?
Just when there is no event and nobody knows what to do. Somebody wants to go on Peter Pan. Somebody wants to go on the Haunted Mansion. The restaurant thing is a big deal. And that's not just from Epic October. I've seen this my whole life in Disney. That when you make a reservation, Disney will not seat you unless your whole party is there. How hard is it to make 30 people get somewhere on time?
Right. I can't even get my family of 5.
Especially with Disney transportation, not everyone's driving, and, you know.
Well, you know, that brings up a good point, because people are going to get worked up. People will get upset, take offense to maybe that you went to something and they didn't. Do you guys have any suggestions for anybody on things, maybe ways to feel about things? And you know.
Definitely don't make a very... First of all, the people that try to organize it... I mean, Leah went crazy to organize things for Epic October, and this has... I'm not even talking about that. I've seen this my whole life. The organizers get some of the blame when people don't show up and Disney doesn't want to seat them. Disney's not going to... No, Disney's not going to sit you at a table for 30 when only 25 people are there, and 5 people are going to be left out. But I think that over time I've learned that if I'm ever going to do something like that, I'm going to meet in an area with general seating, like Pecos Bill. When you get there, we're going to be there at 8 o'clock. Go get your food. Come sit down, talk to us. Rather than a table service type thing.
Why don't you go ahead and get into what your tips were?
I think I did without even realizing. Well, that was it. The sit down versus the shared seating, like a... What else is there? The Cosmic Rays. I'm trying to think of different places that... the ABC thing.
Pinocchio's Village House, yeah.
How the organizers get burnt.
Sunshine Seasons. I know Lou Mangello had to meet there 1 month.
All right, I'm looking at the... Oh, the biggest thing that I found was that it used to be very easy for Disney to separate checks afterwards. Not anymore.
Wow.
Oh, it's a horrible thing, especially with Tables in Wonderland, which allows up to 10 people in your party to get the 20% discount. The problem is they all have to be on your bill one form of payment, or not even one form of payment. I think they have to be on your bill. The problem is the waiter or the waitress does not ask. Even when there's 50 people, they don't say, are we separate checks? They just go on, take the order, and then there's an hour after the meal of uncomfortableness of collecting money from people, and it's really
Which is an awkward situation.
Very awkward.
And then you put the time on it, and it gets to be like...
What's good is if you do it with Charles Aggion, usually you get your dinner for free. So that's... No, I'm not kidding. This is live? Yeah, if you have dinner with him, you just, sorry, I don't have my wallet. I've said it because he's a really good guy, and he...
Well, it's the only reason I like Charles.
Oh, yeah. And the battery for the iPhone, that's got... But then again, that dwindles once you start to know him, as we know.
Well, it's like our friendship, yeah.
For people that don't know the relationship we have with Charles, he's a good friend of ours, and they're just kidding.
We love
Charles. So what is
Charles.
your tip, then? How does this... You've told us how not to do it. How do you do it? How
You
do
do
handle
it
the
with, you
checks?
don't go to a sit-down restaurant. If you do, you tell the waiter or the waitress who is in your party, this must be a separate check before you order. But if you do it in a shared area like a pay-go spill type, that's all done for you. You're paying already. It's all taken care of. And you don't have to feel like you've done anything wrong.
Awesome.
What are they laughing at?
Sorry, Jackie just said in the chat room that I'm being a sassy
Just being
pants.
a sassy pants.
I'm sorry.
Gotta love
Sassy
that
Pants
girl.
needs a lollipop. So those of you at Downtown Disney, get him a lollipop, please.
We're gonna get there. There's gonna be like 10 more.
Yes.
I had another.
Somebody buy me a Vinylmation. Urban 5. I'll pay you back. No, I have no cash. Don't.
I'm losing the reins.
I have no cash. Don't.
Another tip that I thought was relevant for surviving a major meetup would be ready to drop an event. You know, these things, especially reunion coming up this weekend, I seriously have, event scheduled after event after event after event. But after my experience with Epic October, like, that constant running around left me so haggard. I mean, in addition to... Haggard. In addition to the events, I mean, I also had picked up one of my friends from the airport, like, at midnight. And then when she was leaving, I had to take her at, I think we woke up at 5 in the morning or something. And with all those things, I mean, I felt like I hit a wall by the third day. And I was just, I had to drop most of Foodie Fest. I came at the very tail end. I had, planned on getting there at the very beginning. But it was just like, there is no way. I dropped off my friend at the airport and I had to crash. I had to sleep, or it was going to be a bad scene. So that's kind of what I thought. Take time out for naps if you need to. Maybe have these things on your agenda.
Yeah, take time out for naps if you need to, because the Magic Kingdom always has beds just lying around when you need it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hall of Presidents, Carousel of Progress. My husband specializes in nap locations in the Magic Kingdom. Tiki room.
That's true.
He goes to sleep in the tiki room.
And that's loud in there.
The birds of paradise
He's
is
out.
an elegant bird. He loves
He
to be
is
seen
out.
and it's something to be heard.
This is not normal, but he actually fell asleep while standing in a queue one time.
Stop
Okay,
it.
he's got a problem.
He did.
No, wait,
Who's
wait.
this?
You can
That's
ask
a condition.
Maria.
Joel?
Yeah.
He took a little nap.
He
He took a nap!
He took a nap.
Oh, that's good.
We were standing, I think it was in line for Winnie the Pooh, and he leaned up against the wall and just went...
Is that
And
when
he
you
was
realize
out.
that you're killing your husband?
Then it was like, maybe we need to go home.
I didn't hear it. So
But-
it's weird.
But, people stay in rooms. They can go back to their room and all this type of thing. I don't know. My thought is maybe you all have a different way that you think this should be handled. Like, I have my scheduled events for this weekend coming up. But I am fully aware that I may need to drop some of them, and I'm going to be ready to do that. If if my kids are cranky or I just can't, I'm going to take a time out and something is going to get dropped from that calendar, schedule of events, whatever. And but I'm also going to have them prioritized so I know which ones I have to be at. So, for example, I blog for touring plans, and I'm supposed to be there to represent. So I will be at the touring plans fish and chips meetup, do or die. That's not going to be the one that I drop. I might have to drop, meeting people and writing on the People Mover or something like that in order to be at the fish and chips one.
That's a good point you bring up, because I actually decided that I wasn't going to go to the Inner Mouse meet, but I guess I should.
That's
Girl,
No, I actually...
Like, the part of Nicole will be played by Scott.
I have a family coming
Hold
in
on, can you
this
just be
weekend.
quiet for a second? Anthony, when you go to edit this, hi, I'm Nicole. I'm definitely going to my own meet. I love Inner Mouse. Okay, just put that in there.
That was totally a joke. I've been so excited about this for months.
I know.
Well, since we started talking about it.
well, what do you all think? Do you have another way that you be prepared
I
to
do.
drop an event thing?
I do. I basically am just going to follow pretty much all three of you around the whole time, and wherever you go, that's where I'm going. When
Well,
you leave, I'm going to
listen.
leave.
I'm just going to leave
Men,
them on a leash.
when you're in the large group, you have to be submissive. It's the best way to be.
Just do it.
Because the women will eat you up alive, and you women know who you are. No, they do. They're knowing who they are.
Okay, I'm just going to speak up for all the neurotic Disney moms out there. This is a part of our code. It is commando when we go to the park.
I have to tell you something really funny.
Not in that sense.
My family's coming in this weekend. Okay, I got this packed schedule. I totally want to meet up with them. So I said, all right, well, when are you guys getting in? You know, he said, okay, we're getting in Friday. I said, great. So what's your plan? Oh, we're just going to take it from there. What? Not even
What does
a
that
park?
even mean?
Nothing? You don't know what day's open later? What day has a Christmas party? Who has extra magic hours? Nothing? I had a heart attack, so now I have to take off. I want to see them so badly.
Okay, that brings in another point. The Christmas party. Now, to me, this is another big group problem in the sense that you have a concentrated amount of time at a more expensive amount of time. So you're paying, what, $65, $70 for a ticket for 4 hours. Some people, it's great because they want to see that parade the best. They want to see the stage shows. Some people want to go on the rides while it's not so busy.
Some it's the fireworks.
It's the worst way to do a big group at a big event like that. So I think the big group stuff should be saved for regular park stuff and keep it to a small group when you're doing an expensive event so you get to do the things that your party wants to do.
Like
And discuss it before you get there. Sure. Discuss it before you get there. Don't assume that everybody's going to wait an hour for the Christmas parade. Mm-hmm. You know, some people want to. I know I have to see that Christmas parade.
Especially when you're paying that extra money. Those are the type of things that you're maybe not so much going for the people for, but you've paid for this event.
Sure, and even if you do live here and have the annual pass, you still paid for that event.
Yeah.
Now that means a lot to you that time.
Sure.
So
you want to get the most out of it that you can.
Which means you want to do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And which, in that
Nicole
case...
always wants to do what Nicole wants to do.
Well,
Just so
okay, this is
that's
true.
what comes with being a princess.
At least she's honest.
It's the princess territory.
I love it.
Joking.
So
Not joking.
But yeah, no, in that
I won't
type of
throw
situation, would you all agree that if you're in a bigger group, rather than being flexible and accommodating... Oh, come on, y'all.
Look, it's not even, you can't even see.
No, you're messing up with the green screen. Okay.
Oh, look, I can lose weight. Let's wait.
So, and if you're saying, am I hearing you right, that in the case of like a Christmas party, that might be the time to be more flexible in the sense of splitting up and doing what you want to do rather than being flexible and accommodating what somebody else wants to do.
I agree, yes.
Just so everybody, so you can keep the peace.
I agree completely. Meet up somewhere else if you have to. If there's somebody that has little kids that doesn't care about the stage show that you're dying to see because it's only there for the Christmas party, you know, that's something different. Some people want to get that hot cocoa and cookies. Some people don't care.
And I think it's okay to split up for stuff like that because when the group is so big anyway, say you have a group of, 10, 20 people, the people in the front of the group don't even see or talk to the people in the back because you're in line, you get on the ride, you get off, and you move.
That's
you don't
another
get to
thing.
see
Walking things. If we're going for food, I'm in the front of the line. If not, I'm the slow one. Sometimes you have to pace yourself with other people you're with. I constantly see groups that go together, and some of the people that are their best friends walking with them are 10 miles ahead. And I don't get that. To me, it's like I will look back and make sure I'm with the person I'm supposed to have been with.
That's because you're John.
Yeah, something.
And we love you.
Thank you.
Very sensitive.
No, I do. I try to care about who I'm with. I hope I show that when I'm with you in the park.
You would have been so mean to me a couple minutes ago. I'd give you a nice compliment right now. I'm just kidding. No, you have a big heart, John.
Thank you, baby.
Well, another point that I thought would be really helpful is to try to touch different events with different
okay.
groups.
You just, okay.
What?
You should try to touch it on...
Oh, jeez.
Different events.
Family show.
Different events with different groups, meaning that, okay, you don't have to go if, I'm just pulling something out of the air. If Touring Plans has 5, 7 events during one of these major meetup times, don't feel like you have to go to all 5 or all 7. Maybe go to 1 or 2 Touring Plans ones and then leave the rest of the time to go visit, Lou Mangello's meetups or Inner Mouse, please.
Inner Mouse, do
or
it.
Steve Barrett or whatever is going on. Studio Central, Beta Mouse, just kind of try to hit everybody. Don't feel like, because you love Touring Plans so much that you have to be at every single event that they plan.
They'll forgive you.
Yes,
Mr. Brett Young is happy that we're being honest and not everything is great. And I think that's great that we are that way. We don't candy coat everything.
No. Well, we're trying to help people who are striving
Yeah,
to
trying to
live
really make it
Disney-driven
better
life.
because it's...
We're Disney-driven, which is why we pay all this money to go to these, epic weekends and whatnot. But we also need to be able to survive them and come out on the other side happy rather than
than feeling that something was wrong.
Than feeling irritated.
All about even with the big groups, all about communication. Communicate with the people you're with if you're expected to be in the group.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But do you agree with that? I mean, about as far as don't feel like you try to hit the different events with different groups, and that way you can get to see as many people as possible.
Right. And, I think, going along with that, the people that maybe are there at an event, if you don't see somebody that you thought was going to be there, it's your job to cut them some slack, and say, hey, maybe they ran into something or they really wanted to go to this other thing because of their children or whatever. Cut them some slack. You'll see them later. It's all good,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely think that is key. Like I referred to my story before, when we had a plan that me and my friends and her family were going to be hanging out. It just didn't work out so well. The family had ended up having different expectations than what was actually going on for the weekend, and we needed to release them to do what they wanted to do as a family and be okay with that.
Right.
And not be, upset or hurt or
It's another good suggestion.
Like
Disney World can be very romantic for a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And it really can. You know
that.
I think it's really important to allow somebody in your group, maybe even offer to watch their kids for them and give them an hour on their own to go get a sit-down meal or something.
Right.
Really, I think a lot of couples come here and are so inundated with people that they lose that spark that they could have together in a place like Disney.
I was just going to say, and Nicole will watch her kids, but then I realized how many people I was advertising to.
No, you just go to... No, Todd and Cheryl watch everybody's children.
No.
Put them out there.
No.
I'm sorry. I am calling...
I honestly, if somebody told me, John, Todd and Cheryl will watch you for the night, I'd be really excited. Ooh, they can take me to a
You
movie?
should have seen how awesome they were. They were like, we're going to get this, we're going to do this. I was like, can I be JL's kid?
I just wonder when
My
Miller
kids
finds
are
out that he
so
could be a
lucky.
pushover on, Todd and Cheryl. I can get whatever I want out of these two.
Don't ever let it on. They may already know, but I hope not. Oh, my gosh. So what about this? Go for quantity and not necessarily quality. And what I mean by that is not meaning that you're not going to have quality meetups. That's not what I mean. But just expect or understand that the majority of your conversations are just going to be small talk. You're not going to have, hundreds of, let's get together and bond.
Right, that bonding
that
is
brotherhood
right.
thing going on. That's not really what these major meetups are about. It's about, hey, I tweet with you and now I have a face, and what's the weather like where you live? Or what's your favorite ride? And what kind of things are you involved in? It's all going to be mostly small chit-chat. You may have a few scattered epic and relationally transforming meets with people, but in general, it's going to be quantity. Small chat with a lot of different people and not necessarily getting to the depth of, at least, I always want to get be my soul sister, type thing.
Right.
It also brings up the social media, the Goala, the Twitter. Sometimes not everybody has to know everything about your life and where you are. Sometimes they do.
Let's enjoy
Elaborate on that. What is your point?
Let's say you do want to go to the Magic Kingdom and you do just want to be with 4 or 5 people that you're with. Don't start tweeting it out as to where you are and all that stuff so that people can then come and join you and have to feel bad that you don't want them to join you. Keep it quiet. You don't have to advertise where you're at if you don't want to.
So you're saying if you don't want people to run into you and join you, don't advertise it.
Right. If you advertise it, I think you're asking for it, and then you should be accepting of who comes because you just advertised it. So now you have to be the host.
That's really a good point, and I had not thought of it. That's incredible.
I mean,
That's
there's so many.
Able to Goala or Foursquare without having people. I mean, if you don't ask them personally to come, then they should be able to. What if they want to get their badge?
No, I'm not saying you don't have to, but you have to expect it. Meaning, if you're telling 1,000 people where you're at, expect somebody is going to probably.
You're opening the door for them to come on in. Yep.
I guess.
Yeah, but you
enjoy your badge with others.
Share your badge.
And I don't want to seem like somebody that I love people. Remember when it was me, you, and Chris? We just had this great time because it's 3 people, even 6 people. I had dinner with. Well, you weren't there. With Shaggy Steve, you were there. It was Shaggy Steve, Jen, a couple of people. It was maybe 8 people, and it felt so close and together. And when it goes over 10 or 12, it's just like, who am I talking to?
It's like you're not even in a group because there's just so many people that it's not personal anymore. It's just, here we are in our group.
Right.
But that's where I'm talking about
The core.
the quantity, not the quality. Like when
With some
we
of them,
went, when I went to the moms panel meetup in October, it's the same thing. You walk immediately into this big, huge room of people that some you kind of know, some you might know, some you really have no idea.
I'm just reading Nolan, and he's saying, sorry you had to meet my family. No, that was great. That wasn't a big group, Nolan. That was excellent.
But, I went in there, and you just start, for lack of a better word, working the room. You just make your way.
You make your rounds,
around the room, and you talk to this person for a little while. You talk to that person for a little while. I didn't have any,
just talk to me. Ignore them. Because they're dancing. They're doing things.
We're working
Sorry, we're working the room.
Working it.
So anyway, that goes back to what I was saying. That's where you just have to keep it in the small chat area. So yes, go to the back of people. Take initiative. If you're in the front of the group, go to the back of the group. If you're in the back of the group, go to the front of the group. Go to the side of the group. Go diagonally. Whatever. Just
here, diagonally. Pretty
just
sneaky,
dance.
sis.
Dance through the group.
John, way to jump back of a toy commercial back from the 80s, maybe 70s.
You remember it, though.
Connect
again?
4?
Connect 4, very good.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty sneaky,
What do I win?
sis.
You win a
You
button.
remember that, do you?
I think I do.
Here, diagonally. Pretty sneaky, sis.
Oh,
Connect 4
yes.
commercial.
I'm loving it. So, I'm going to give another tip. Take the initiative. Don't wait for people to come to you.
Agreed.
If you're going to, be there, go ahead, take the initiative and go to them.
But that's hard for some people because we all are fairly outgoing. The 5 of us here. I mean, I think we're all fairly outgoing. I don't know, Keith, maybe. I don't know you well enough. But is it one of those things for people that are a little shy? Is it okay that they just kind of hang out and hope that people come to them? I mean, because I'm the type that would go right to them anyway.
Yeah, me too. At the Foodie Fest, there were a lot of people just sitting down at tables that I just went over and
I would
spoke
say
to.
in that case, then the expectations need to be adjusted. And
Right, that they
people
don't
may
expect that.
People may not, rather than, don't get hurt feelings of, gosh, I showed up to this event and I just sat around and did nothing and didn't talk to anyone. If you're shy and you're going to sit there and not talk to anyone, then adjust your expectations that may be the outcome. Otherwise, if you're really wanting to talk to people, then go talk to them.
Right.
That may be what
Agreed.
happens as well, solely for the purpose of when I see people sitting at a table not up and talking, even though I'm outgoing and I would love to go and talk to them, I feel like, do they not want that because they're excluding themselves? And it could be a shy thing, but sometimes I get the vibe like, well, I don't want to go disturb them if they don't want to be involved.
Gotcha. But, I think that if they came to this type of event, more than likely they're hoping to meet some people, make some friends.
Really kind of the purpose of it.
And I think that a lot of people in the Disney community anyway want to meet people with like interests and people that they can maybe chat with online, send emails to, and maybe get to meet and talk with. I think, because I know I've enjoyed that. Like I met you guys. It's been awesome.
I would have met Elantris at the Foodie Fest had I not walked over and saw them. They were there. Her and her sister. I think I don't know if it's her real sister or she calls her sister. I think it's her real sister.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll tell us in a minute.
Well, what about this? Expect to spend a lot of time just standing around.
That I agree with. Yep.
This is true.
If you are wanting to participate in these meets, I think you really just need to be expecting that you're not going to go on very many rides. Time is going to be wasted. Nothing is going to be efficient. You'll be waiting for this person to go to the bathroom and come out of the bathroom, and that person has to go get water or run to the drinking fountain. Or, they don't show up because they're stuck on a Disney bus or being held hostage in the monorail or something. So it's just expect to not really do much of anything. It's going to be a lot of wasted time. And if you have that expectation, you will be much less agitated. Take that standing around time to get on with the small chat.
Sure, that works.
Chat,
The
talk.
small trot.
Yeah,
Small trot.
Just trot.
Just trot.
Small.
It's a
in a
foxtrot.
small way.
Do you know what the biggest big group killer is?
What?
Tell us.
The Fast Pass.
The Fast Pass.
Oh, yeah.
You always find the family that got there early and they have their Fast Passes and then the other people don't.
Yep.
And this is what happens. Oh, yeah, we got it. And then the other ones go,
Oh, we don't have one and they want to wait or who doesn't
There's
want
an
to
hour
wait.
and a half wait for the ride. Yeah.
Well, and
Do
if
we
that
waste-
happens, be willing
to separate
Yeah.
until the time, right? Until you meet up.
Because it's not fair to the people that were there early, that did bother to go to the trouble to get the fast pass, for them not
Yep.
to be able to use it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not fair for the people that weren't there to get it to have to stand around and wait. Be willing to separate for that period of time, and then come back together when it's all gonna.
Is there any suggestions that you guys would have for someone who says, well, I'm dying to meet, let's say, Lou Mangello, and I really want to meet him, and I was hoping to get to just say hi to him. Is there any suggestions that you would have going to one of his meets that you would get that opportunity to be able to talk to him?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, 3 sticks of dynamite. Lou, get over here! I'm going to blow. No,
So great.
they'll let you right through. They make a nice path. You say hello. Nobody wants to cause any
Then
trouble.
they escort you out.
They escort you out. You get everything
Bring some
done.
gift cards and wave them around. I mean,
I think the style of different meets are different depending on
Okay.
the group.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to quite a few Lou Mangello meets at this point. So if you are wanting to meet Lou, just know this. He is an attraction all in himself. You will wait in a line.
and there are no fast passes.
There are no fast passes for the Lou Mangello attraction.
How come Lou doesn't have fast passes? That's all I'm asking.
He doesn't have fast passes, but he has buttons that you get when you finally make it up to meet him.
Oh.
I've not gotten a
I-
button.
luggage
So
I don't have
tags.
a button.
I
He's
thought
still
my
here.
button was original. Now I got it.
Oh no.
Ah,
You can join the button group.
all
You
right.
need a button.
So you will wait in a line for
Lou needs a handler.
If you
That's
get
funny.
there early, then you might not have to wait in such a long line. If you get there late, expect a long line. But he's worth it.
I would say if you want to go to a meet to meet the specific person that's hosting it, that is definitely the situation. You cannot be shy. You just have to say, okay, there's the person I want to meet, and just go talk to them. Because, I mean, in
There's
the
not
situation,
enough time to putz around and wait for it to happen.
there's not. And even at like the treehouse meet, I totally went up, and Mike was broadcasting, and I just really wanted to go say hi, and I was like, I'm just going to interrupt him while he's live on the air, because I didn't know if it was going to end or if I was going to leave or what, and you don't know what's going to happen, so you might as well just go up and not be shy at that point.
It's what's going to happen when people go to see John this weekend on Sunday.
There's
Woo!
gonna be a line for
Fangirls.
Panda.
You're going to have your button.
Lynette, you got to be my handler. Pull me away so I don't get blamed.
Bring your autograph books for the Panda.
Oh, stop. I wish.
No, he's
I only
the
wish.
real diva.
But, when I did the touring plan meetup, that was totally a different style than the Lou Mangello meetups. Like I said, Lou, it's like a wedding reception type thing where you go through the line and you greet all the people in the wedding party, except it's just Lou. So you have to wait, and then you'll get there. He'll shake your hand, and you have this, little conversation.
So
for a
Lou's
few
always a
minutes.
bridesmaid, never a bride?
Something like that.
I went to
Ooh.
his restaurant this
But
weekend.
the touring plans one was a little bit different. It was more like this mad whirling tornado chaos thing. And yes, there were lines of people to speak to Len and that type of stuff. But in general, people just kind of it was more like little small herds of cattle moving around to different areas and people talking and kind of like lumber cars or something. It was a little bit different.
Do you think the opportunity was greater there in that type of setting to meet some people?
Cliff
or not?
said it before me.
I'm definitely. Maybe it's just my style. I really enjoyed the flow of the touring plans thing, even though it was chaotic with trying to figure out whose drink belonged to who and all that.
Mhm.
But I definitely liked the talking to different people and moving around, rather than waiting in a line and standing to the person standing
Right.
behind you and standing in front of you.
Well, I don't know how else Lou could do it. I mean,
No,
yeah,
Lou
that's
was Lou.
got to work for him.
Lou was
But
Lou, and that
Right.
is just the natural flow of how his meetups work. Even if he didn't want it that way, and he went and ran away and stayed in a corner, there would still be a line there waiting to talk to him.
probably, yeah.
He can't get away from that. That's just going to happen. And there's nothing wrong with the differences. They're just different.
I think we really just ought to suggest to Lou a fast pass system. Come back at 4:00 and present your fast pass, and then I'll shake your hand.
We'll
Even
have to
better.
work with him on
How
that.
about who has the best gift? I
Oh.
mean, that's
That's a
just
front
Your
end
box
load.
is
waving
bigger.
your goods
Right?
in the air.
Wow, Lou was like Carol Ann from Poltergeist, the light, and they're all just
So-
trying to get to the light.
Well, how did it go with the Foodie Fest? Because, like I said, I had to sleep. I missed that. What was the flow
You
of
weren't
that?
there.
I was at the very, very end when most people were gone. So, what was that like? How did that work?
It flowed nice. I
Were
made
were
my
people
little
kind of
rounds.
working their way around the room, or was it kind of little spots with different crowds in different corners?
No,
Or-
everybody made their way around the room. It was Katie, DVC mom, Katie's mom, me, Elantrice, Cliff was there, Nate was there,
And you
Nicole
all just kind of,
Sistoretti was
and
there.
you all just kind of mixed and matched your talking
We did.
partners?
We really did. We
It was like
would.
a do-si-do type thing?
It would be like a 5-minute interval at each corner.
Sit down.
We gridded. We made a big grid, and we spent time in each box. No, really did. It flowed pretty good. And then there was, I'm going to call him Carl. He's not here. We don't know him. We can talk about him. It's okay. A nasty little old man was in the corner, and I went over to him. I said hi to him, and he was nice. He really was nice, but he just looked like Carl from Up. Like, leave me alone.
Wow.
What do you mean, Panda? What the heck are you doing here? But he was a nice guy. I was happy I said hello to him.
You know, when you were saying about the boxes around at the Foodie Fest, and I was thinking of Bento Box, that you and I had a discussion about that.
Yes.
So was it the
Keith
Bento
sends
box?
me pictures of bento boxes
Love Bento
that look like they
boxes.
shouldn't be eaten because they're so good to eat.
I know.
By the way,
Awesome.
Keith Barrett and his wife Vicky, who I love, was love. We love Vicky. Not Keith Barrett. I'm sorry, Steve Barrett.
I
Keith
was
Barrett's
like,
wife is Cindy,
Keith Barrett
who I also
and
love.
Cindy.
But Steve Barrett's wife Vicky was there at the.
I love Keith's wife too.
We love Keith's wife Cindy
yeah.
a lot.
I haven't met her yet.
I did the candlelight processional with Cindy.
You
That
guys,
was special.
was it awesome? Great.
Yes, and I saw Keith up at the top on the far
Focus.
right.
Focus.
I'm sorry, I'm
Focus.
focusing.
Okay, you were talking about Vicky, but before that you were talking about Foodie Fest, where you
Bento box.
Vicky was at Foodie Fest
Okay.
with Steve. I keep getting the Barretts mixed up.
Okay.
And they were wonderful to meet there, too.
Yes, I agree. They are fantastic.
Did you get to spend some time talking to them? Or?
I really did, yeah.
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 Because he's one I'd like to meet this weekend, if possible.
I think you probably will.
So we'll have to put him on the priority list.
Well,
We will not be dropped.
I'm not in charge. I'm just following.
That's right.
It
I
was-
gotta get my collar and leash out for you.
That's
Whoa.
where I met. That's where I met them too. Well, I didn't get to meet his wife. Did I? Anyway, it was just really special. I love the meets just for that purpose. When you do admire someone for their work or for their fanship or whatever you call what we do, and you do get to meet them, it's like, wow, I really enjoy your work or fun or whatever.
What was great about Foodie Fest is we were corralled in that one room.
Yes.
Nobody could leave. You had to say hello. It's when you're in the Magic Kingdom with a group that people just wander off. That I like the corral, the walls. You have to be with people and meet them.
Can I just give another tip?
Yes, please do.
Tip it out.
Give it.
When you're about to meet someone that have been really, really, really excited to meet, to the best of your ability, don't get all fanboy, fangirl on me, because I did that.
I love it if people get Katie ran up to you and Panda! I don't want that to go away.
All right, well, that might be a little bit of a different story. But I have a little bit of a confession here. Okay, so the first time I met Lou Mangello was at the Social Media Moms Conference last year. And I confess, I was a little bit starstruck. Like, I'm talking to Lou Mangello. I hear him on my iPod every week, multiple times a week. And I was just like a little bit like, oh my gosh, it's Lou Mangello. I think I got a little bit geeky on him. That probably made him feel weird. Lou, I'm very sorry.
Is he even here? I think he left. Yeah. Is he here? That's funny.
So
He's ignoring.
That's a little tidbit of a thing, though. I've done that a few times. Like when I met Toby McCann from DC Talk, I told you that story. Just like, oh, I know who you are. And
yes.
then they look at you weird. So,
able
anyway,
to manage
just
that,
to save you all the embarrassment that I have put myself in more than once, try to keep your cool.
Speaking of which, I think we should be going soon to meet these people.
Dag nabbit, I got to squish in a couple more
Oh.
tips.
Okay.
Wish
Dag
him, squish
nabbit.
him.
All right.
She's serious.
To and fro, Dag Nabbit.
Yes, the other thing is don't feel guilty if you don't see everyone or do everything, because that
Agreed.
is not realistic. I can't tell you, after the Epic October weekend, how many tweets I got, oh, I'm so sorry that I didn't get to meet up with you, and just like people expressing complete guilt. And I did not want anyone to feel guilty about not making it around to seeing me, and I was...
The guilt will come later on Twitter if you don't meet everybody.
Well,
You don't have to
no,
feel guilty at the time.
Well, not at all. Like, I don't want anyone to feel guilty if they're not able to make it to the Inner Mouse meet. Well, maybe I do. Let me take that back.
Take that back.
Let me find another example. No, seriously though, if life happens, and life does happen, and you can't get to everything that you wanted to get to, and you can't see everyone that you wanted to see, don't beat yourself up about it. Just know that it's not realistic to think that you're going to be able to get to everything. Don't waste your emotional energy on feeling guilty. And please don't inflict that on anyone else either. Don't make anyone else feel guilty for, missing out. It just is it makes it rough. This is supposed to be something that's fun. It's supposed to be something that's enjoyable.
Agreed. Life is short.
Yeah, keep it that way. Keep it that way.
We do this all for fun anyway, so let's keep that in mind.
You got to keep the perspective.
Yeah.
What it's all about, and it's not about checking things off the list. We love touring plans, but this really isn't the time to be sticking to a touring plan. Not if you're there for the meets. If you're there for the meets to meet people, the touring plan really needs to be put aside because it's just not going to happen. The last one, this is my favorite one, is savor the epic moments when they happen, because you might have a time or two where you do get into that deep conversation with someone. You hit that bond, that kindred spirit moment. Go with it. I know that you're supposed to be at Italy for the Via Napoli
Don't
ADR.
miss Via Napoli.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
Oh
Just-
my gosh.
Those are where the epic moments start.
Don't miss Via Napoli because that will be an epic moment. But if you gotta skip the, schoolbread meet at Norway, skip it because you found someone, you're in a deep conversation, you just met, your lost sister that you didn't know you had. Go with it. Put the other meat aside and savor that epic moment as it's happening. But at the same time, don't feel anxious about forcing them to happen because you don't want that to happen either. Just let it fall in your lap. And when it does,
The calls come in
with
from
it.
Maury that you are the father. Go with it. Enjoy the moment. No, what? You've met your lost sister. This is the other things that could
love
happen.
John.
It's getting late. Gotta go.
gracious me.
Would you look at the time?
Yeah. All right.
By the way, wait. On Maury, the kid's name today was Jafari, and I'm not kidding. I laughed at that.
Jafari?
Yeah, I don't know if they watched Aladdin, but
Maybe
they named the kid
Stayed
Jafari.
at the Animal Kingdom Lodge.
I don't know.
Aladdin.
His last name's from the middle name is Jumbo. Jafari Jumbo.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Speaking of Jumbo, hope you guys all get to come to the Inner Mouse Meet, which is this
December
Sunday.
5th.
We do want that.
2 o'clock it starts. Please come, because if we're there by ourselves, that'll be sad.
If you don't come, then
Well-
all of what we just said now is we're throwing that out the window, and we will come after you.
Yeah. And there will be a
Also,
Panda
like,
Kids table
We know
with,
all of
with
you.
crayons
Yes.
and coloring books.
Kids,
Yep.
don't
And a
miss-
contest.
Don't miss the panda table.
We made a
Yep.
visit.
And I'll be
last week.
dancing. Maybe.
They'll come
And
for that.
Nicole will be communing with the ostriches.
I personally invited an ostrich that we saw when we went there last week. There
Nice.
is it, yes, right on the safari. His name was Ozzy. And
Nice.
hopefully he'll be joining us.
All right.
Hopefully not for his bathroom time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, let's avoid
Wow.
that. Let's
He'll be
avoid that.
meeting up with Bush Chick.
Maybe Bush Chick could be riding him.
Oh, gosh.
So, yes, everybody, I guess this is, kind of where we can wrap it up. Just to summarize, don't set your expectations too high. Be ready to drop an event. Try to touch different events with different groups. Go for quantity, not quality. Keep the core group very small. Expect to spend a lot of time standing around. Don't feel guilty if you can't get to it all, and savor the epic moments.
Enjoy the people.
Enjoy. Yeah. And I'd just like to throw one thing in.
Let there be peace in the kingdom.
I'd just like to throw one thing in. It's been epic for me just being able to be in the studio with you guys. It's been really
love ya.
awesome.
We love
Serious. And I know I'm so not prepared today because usually I have stuff prepared and I didn't, and I apologize. But, I got a good excuse. I was driving a lot, so it's all good.
It's hard to prepare when you're on the road for 2 days. So unless anybody else has anything to add,
Hope we all see you on Sunday.
And some of you are going to see right now.
Oh, yeah. We'll see you in a few.
yeah. But to summarize, December 5th, Sunday, 2 to 4 p.m.
Jumbo
Jumbo
House.
House, the Sunset Lounge. We will have the kids' table with a coloring contest, giveaways, and a very cute balcony off of the lounge where you can see funny little cute animals. On the safari.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Love it.
With that, let's go ahead and move on to our shout-outs for the week. Shouting out in the NDP community NDD number 27, JBC in Alabama.
Hi, JB.
NDD number 28, Adelby in, check it, Norway. Hi, Adel.
Hi, Adel.
NDI number 29, Peggy M in Florida.
Hi, Peggy.
NDI number 30, Katie S in North Carolina.
Hi, Katie.
NDK number 29, Nikki M in Alabama.
Hi, Nikki.
NDK number 30, Jason M in Alabama.
Hi, Jason.
NDM number 68, Deb S in Illinois.
Hi, Deb.
NDM number 69, Kim J in Massachusetts.
Hi, Kim. Jay.
NDH number 25, Tom B in Indiana.
Hi, Tom.
NDH number 26, Chris S in Kentucky.
Hi, Chris.
NDW number 25, Alexander G in London, England.
Hi, Alexander.
NDW number 26, Amber B in New Jersey. Hi, Amber.
Hi, Amber.
NDM number 70, Lori H in Ohio.
Hey,
Hi,
Lori.
Lori. NDM number 71, Lori S in Oklahoma.
Hi, Lori.
NDM number 72, Kim K in Michigan.
Hi, Kim.
NDM number 73, Fran M in Delaware.
Hi, Fran.
NDM number 74, Ann E in Illinois.
Hi, Annie.
NDM number 75, Chrissy P in Missouri.
Hi, Chrissy.
NDM number 76, Kim G in Florida.
Hi, Kim.
And NDM number 77, Christy J in Michigan.
Hi,
Hi,
Christy.
Christy.
We are so glad that you decided to stand up and be counted. If you too want a position on the NDP roster, please write to us. Our address is becounted@thedisneydrivenlife.com. Be sure to let us know what is your last name, your first initial, your home state, your Twitter handle if you have one, and let us know, do you want to be a mom, dad, grandma, granddad, husband, wife, uncle, auntie, individual teen, or kid, or critter?
Or critter.
And
Bring
if
on
you're
the critters.
schizophrenic, get
Aussie.
2 numbers.
There you go. We hope to hear from you soon. See you next week. Live the life.
Love you guys. Good night.
Bye, everyone.
Living the life around the world. It's time for Inner Mouse, your Disney lifestyle destination with JL, Scott, Nicole, and John. Oh, boy, gosh.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Inner Mouse, the Vidcast for people who are striving to lead a Disney-driven life. I'm JL from the DisneyDrivenLife.com. With me here this evening are John, columnist for the Disney Food Blog,
Hi.
Scott from CollectTheMouse.com, and Nicole, neurotic Disney individual extraordinaire. It's November 30th, 2010, and we have a fantastic episode, as usual, prepared for you this evening. We're going to be talking about surviving major meetups. But as always, before we get into our show, we have a few mousekeeping things that we need to take care of.
I think we're going to Scott for the mousekeeping.
Why, thank you, John. I think I'll take it. First off, hey, check these out. I know it's hard to see because of the green screen. And we'll give away those awesome stickers. And I don't know. I'm hoping to give away this button. No, I'm just kidding. And it's at the Jumbo House in the Sunset Lounge. Jumbo. Or if you like Dumbo, it's the Jumbo House. And you know what I'm talking about. So, and obviously, if you guys want to email us, it's show@innermouse.com. And, I think that's it. I think that's all I got.
It's not it.
Oh, wait, I have one more. What do you have? I have one more in the fact that I think all of our shows are now up on iTunes. So
Yes.
Yes.
Give me a
That
big
is
whoop.
one.
Woo! And what do you have, JL? I get to look at you. I haven't been, here's the crazy part. I haven't been able to look at her the entire time. I've been sitting here staring straight ahead because you guys wouldn't go, why does he keep looking over there? What do you got, JL?
Well, coming up in a few weeks, we are having the Disney Driven Life Academy Awards.
How could I forget?
So for all of you that missed the buzz on Twitter this morning, we are so excited to have the Disney Driven Life Awards. We had Stuart, Neurotic Disney Dad number 47, come to us earlier in this summertime with this fantastic concept, and we've been working on it undercover since then. And what happened was we gathered a bunch of panelists from different corners of the Disney community at large to come together, submit nominations. And last night, we finally put it all together. Our information is up now on the Disney Driven Life. Please go there. There's a survey. We want you to vote for your favorite nominees in the different categories.
A lot of categories. Only take a couple of hours. Just go and vote. A couple of hours. That's all you need.
It is going to take a devoted neurotic Disney person to go through all the categories, but it's really important. If you've been counted, make it count. We want to hear from you so that we can have accurate results. And on December 14th, right here, for the live show of Inner Mouse, we are going to be having the very first Disney Driven Life Academy Awards ceremony where we will reveal the results of your votes. So please make sure you get to the DisneyDrivenLife.com. Over in the sidebar in the pages, you'll see a page that says DDL Awards. Please click on that and fill out the survey for us and get your vote in.
Yeah, and Mike and Stuart, if you win, please keep the acceptance speech down to like 12, 13 minutes. We just can't,
We will play that music as soon as we're ready to move on.
Right? I'll come with the hook. And just, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
That's right. And let us not forget the last thing with mousekeeping. We also, for the first time, after the show tonight, will be heading over to downtown Disney, Ghirardelli's, hopefully around 9:30 p.m. If you happen to be...
Ghirardelli's, that's so cool.
Wow, I wish
But these are window clings, which we're giving away at our meet.
How are you going to give them away, Scott? I want one.
Well, basically, we're going to be handing them out, and they're limited.
How? How are you going to hand them out?
We're just going to hand them to you.
Hold on. Let me...
John wants one.
I really want one badly. Yeah, hold on. Let me... see this thing. I like it.
Okay, that was trippy.
I'm going to put this on my car.
Freaking out. How'd you do that?
I don't know how I did that.
Wow, that was
That's almost like you're here.
It's almost like I'm here.
Oh
Wait,
my gosh.
you know what I wish I had right now? Is a kiss on my cheek from Nicole. I got one! Wait, can you see it? Hey, I'm actually in the studio.
Yay! We're so excited. We actually have the entire Team Inner Mouse here this evening, so we are living it up. Party, party, party. So, yes, but we do have other things.
Yes, sorry about that. And, one thing I just wanted to mention, too, I actually got to be in Keith Barrett Studios this time. So, you all know Keith. He's the one who runs our show or records our show and does all the producing, which is awesome. So, anyway, on to the meetup is on December 5th at 2 p.m. Just a reminder.
Chocolate.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll be there. That's chocolate.
I want some.
We had to do it so that John would show up.
Well, I've got to throw in one thing. I got up at 5 this morning, and I was on the road for like 6.5 hours today, so you really should come anyway, because I'm going to get really punchy, if you know what I'm saying. So it could be a lot of fun.
Don't want to miss
Either that
it.
or I'll just be...
It's going to go one of two ways.
Listen, when we do the award ceremony, I want Keith to give me one of these little cameras, and I want a little sign that says, like, first Academy Award ceremony, so we can do that sweeping thing from it across the room, like, da-na-na-na. Like,
It's going to be epic. It's going to be epic. We're all coming glammed out.
I don't know how to glam out, but I'll glam out.
We're going to glam you out. If we can pimp you out, we can glam you out.
If we can pimp you, then we can glam you. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
What is this?
You don't remember that?
Like
It's
the
the
musical.
Horizon
What's
song.
Horizon?
If you can dream it, then you can do it. Yes, we can.
If we can pimp you, then we can glam you. I like it.
Oh, so good.
Tonight's show is a complete train wreck.
Yeah.
Maybe I should go back. That's it. I'm going back to Pennsylvania.
Betsy said there's that whole downhill thing.
Oh, so good. So if you are here in Orlando for Reunion Weekend, which technically I think they've got events that actually start tomorrow, and you want to meet with us, we're going to be at Ghirardelli's downtown Disney, hopefully